Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another edition of Mental Mondays. Thanks a lot for taking a little time out of your day to watch the video. It's always much appreciated. And all you regulars know what the deal is here with Mental Mondays. But if you're new to the channel, this is something that we do once a week on Monday. Talk about a lot of different opinion pieces. Most of them don't have anything to do with fishing, but it's sort of a good time, sort of a break from the traditional fishing videos that we do. So welcome to the club if this is your first time on Mental Mondays. Much appreciated. Now, for those of you who have seen some of the videos I've done on the past on this, you guys know that I talk a lot about money a little bit, or a lot about money on the channel on the Mental Mondays. And I do this is because there's few things that create so much anxiety and stress and negativity in our lives than money can or does at times. So it's well worth addressing it on a lot of different levels. So I got a few things I want to say about it today from my own experiences that may keep you from making some mistakes, and those of others too might find it a little bit interesting. But okay, when we talk about finances here, one of the things that I want to build a foundation on talking in is when your mind, or you start thinking about money at whatever age, one of the things, if you haven't been taught already, that you really need to listen to me on this about is do not let money undermine your personal integrity. Don't let money remove your spine. Don't let money harm your soul as a person, because I can promise you right now it will do that. It's very tempting. In a lot of cases it will allow you to go down a path that you don't want to go on, that will make you a miserable human at the end of your life here. And you guys hear me talk a lot about politicians and businessmen on this Mental Monday, because I'm not saying all of them, but I'm saying a lot of them represent what's wrong with our society from a couple different levels. And this is one of the examples I'm talking here, guys. I've had a chance to spend some time with some longtime politicians and some longtime business people. And one of the common threads I can tell you about being around those type of people and observing it from afar is some of those people are the most frustrated, miserable individuals I've ever seen in my life. A lot of the people like this that have been in politics or business and they've allowed money to rob their integrity, you can look into their eyes and their eyes are dead. There's a hollowness in their eyes. There's a hollowness in their soul that you can pick up on, because after you've spent decades grifting people and conning people, taking advantage of people financially, doing things that you normally wouldn't do to appease a certain group of people that will give you something if you do what they want them to do. All of that stuff, when money and power gets a hold of you on that level, your individuality and your karmic future to a big degree is harmed irreparably. And I've seen it in those two groups of people more than anything at all. So first thing, never put yourself in a position to be beholden to money or beholden to people that allow you to acquire money, because that's going to harm you in this life and the next. I can assure you that. Given that, let me give you guys a little bit more positive advice here based upon my own experiences and that of others. I've been in pro fishing for 35 years, guys, and pro fishing it's a emotional and a financial roller coaster. I've been on both ends of the spectrum. This is a sport where you can lose all your money or you can make a big windfall profit and get ahead. And I've done both. I've been broke in this sport, and I've had periods when I've had a lot of money from doing good in tournaments and everything in between. So I feel like I'm pretty qualified to give you some advice on this to some extent. So I don't claim to be a financial advisor or expert. I'm just going to give you guys some common sense stuff that I have learned about it that will to help you out here. One of the first things you have to do is you have to examine your attitude about money, because a lot of people, like I said, when they think in terms of money, it's like they get into this trap where nothing's never enough. It's like it doesn't matter how much you have, you always want more. And that's why I've never understood why you see some of these mega wealthy people that they got, you know, 20 apartment complexes built and they want to build another 20. I've never understood of this continuing race to make more and more money and get more and more influence and more power. It's a drug is what it is. It's no different than any other type of negative drug. And it takes you away from what is really important. Guys, there's really there's four things in life that mean anything. It's peace, love, joy, and purpose. Peace, love, joy, and purpose are the only things that mean anything in this lifetime. And if you don't incorporate those four aspects into your life, you're going to have a hollow existence here. You're going to be silently or verbally frustrated. Your mental and physical health is going to suffer as a result of it. So when you think in terms of what is going to bring you happiness, I can assure you it's not money, because money will bring you hollowness. Now, don't get me wrong, money can make life enjoyable. It can make life fun if it's under control. But very few situations I've seen are people that are able to control that, you know, and so you got to keep that above anything else. So one of the biggest things that I'll tell you guys right off the bat, like I said, I'm no financial advisor or anything like that, but the biggest frustration or the biggest things that cause anxiety and frustration in people regarding finances are simply people that live out of their means. They live above their means. I don't care what your means are. I mean, if you're making minimum wage or if you're knocking down millions of dollars a year, you have got to live within those means to some extent. And one of the things that go with that is that you cannot assume everything is going to be the same year after year after year. Unless you were born into a mega wealthy family or you're some trust fund baby, which there are people out there like that, there is no guarantee that it's going to be there tomorrow. So don't ever extend yourself beyond that. Guys, my dad, like I said, he wasn't a perfect guy by any means. I love the guy to death, man. He was a great dad. He's a great husband. And he had so many sayings that I look back now that the guy was a genius, because, you know, I remember I was back, it's been about 20 some years ago. I was at the top of my game in fishing and I was winning a lot of money and I had some good sponsorships and I was just killing it, you know, as far as money making it. And I started, you know, spending some money and, you know, as far as, you know, buying stuff that, you know, I could afford it at the time, but it's like I didn't, stuff maybe that I was just being young and dumb and that I wanted but I didn't need it. And I remember I was at my mom and dad's house one day and I had just gotten done. I think I just won a tournament or something like that. And I'd been doing good in tournaments, and Dad goes, I'll tell you what, right now, he goes, you better stop spending that money. He goes, you never know when that well's going to run dry. And, you know, and I'm like, yeah, you know, I said, yeah, you know, I just agreed with him. I didn't put much into what he just said there because I just assumed that it was gonna go on and on. Sure enough, he was right. About 2 or 3 years later, I hit a dry spell and lost a ton of money. And that's one of the biggest things that I can tell you guys about money right now is live within your means. Don't overextend yourself. Be humble. You don't, you know, if you see that, you know, super nice house out there that you really, really want bad and you can picture yourself in it, you know, look at the reality of that situation. Look at that house payment and imagine yourself if 2 or 3 years down the road you lost your job, or 2 or 3 years down the road you had a big illness in the family, or your company you worked for went out of business. You cannot put yourself in the position to get there like that. You can't put yourself in the position to take a huge hit financially, because what happens is when you overextend yourself in finances, even if you can make your payments and even if you can pay your bills, it still creates a stress in your life that is magnified in tremendous proportions. Because when you're laying in bed at night and you're thinking about that big house payment you got, or that big car payment, or that big boat payment or something like that, and you see that it's out there for another 15 or 20 years, that creates a tremendous amount of anxiety and stress within anybody out there. So my advice to you right off the bat, as far as to not create that stress, is don't put yourself in the position to do that. You know, give yourself some leeway, give yourself some safety with that. And my dad was right. I mean, he was right on. You know, he was born back in the 30s. He'd been through hard times. He knew what it was like. And sure enough, what Dad said as far as the cycle of life came true, because that's the thing about life, guys, is life is nothing but a continuous cycle, and there's ebbs and flows in our life constantly. We have high points, we have low points. It's constantly like this. And part of finances are part of that ebb and flow that go with that too. So without getting into a big giant long video here, point of the video is, guys, take the stress off yourself. Don't let money control you. Never let money undermine who you are as a person. Don't let it take away your integrity. Don't be like one of those mediocre, subservient politicians in Washington that have sucked down corporate dollars to pad themselves financially. Just don't do that to yourself. Lead an honorable life, lead a clean life, lead a life that you'd be proud to tell your kids about, and where you're not embarrassed about anything that you did. And that's going to go a long way into strengthening yourself as a person. If you just live by those 4 aspects, peace, love, joy, and purpose, kindness with that, those are things that build internal strength within inside of you, and they can't be found any other place. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in to the video. Much appreciated, and we'll be back next week. Thank you.